Hey, welcome back to Sprague Homestead. So it's Thursday and it snowed overnight. You can kind of see a little bit there in the background. It had snowed. So we'll take that as a shot across the bow of getting firewood done. So today we are going up to the northern edge of our property. We already have trees down that have been kind of drying out all year. We're going to go up there, we're going to cut some donuts, and then we're going to split there rather than bringing them back down to our splitting area here. So we've got most of the oak that we had that we were brought a couple years ago. That is most of it. So this is what we call third bin. This is just oak cut into little donuts, or basically any small piece that can go into a fireplace in the living room. So even though some of that stuff is a little bit bigger on the right there, that still fits in with some good coals and that. So the oak is almost done. And now the goal is to fill up these two of juniper and pine, get them ready to go. So as you can see, the quad is ready to go. We've got our two helmets, all our chaps, the gloves, everything there. Down over in the cart is all of our gear. So I got my slitting axe, I've got chain oil, 2-stroke gas, and both of our chainsaws. So our little 16-inch Echo, and then our big 18-inch Rancher Husqvarna. Goal is to jump on the quad. We're going to head up to the extra area, the kind of the northern tip almost. Now, if you guys remember back when we did fencing this year, this is the area that we had put up fencing and put in posts, but nothing in there for barbed wire and that. So this makes it easy to be able to go right up to that corner there. Basically, we're going to find a big stump. We're going to chop up a bunch of stuff into donuts, and I'm going to split it with an axe. And this axe is light enough and strong enough that Nikki can do it herself. So we may be switching back and forth where I cut donuts and collect wood up, stack it in. She may be splitting. You never know. So here's a bounty from this morning's work. So Nikki and I both took a tree. We cut him into donuts, and then I split everything while she stacked it in the cart. So good teamwork there, but you can see how muddy everything is. It was frozen when we went up, and I tell you what, it was a swamp coming out of there. I had to get off at one point because we buried the cart. So you can see we've got a full cart of wood. We did split everything. Everything's there. Now it's a matter of just getting the last of the tools out, my chainsaw and the gas and everything else, and then we can start stacking that into the bins. So it's Friday morning here, and we are on to the next tree. So Nikki's back over there. That was where the last of the juniper is. So I finished that up. It's about 8 feet. Cut that into maybe about 7 donuts or so. She's going to unload the cart. I got to get over there and help her with those bigger donuts. But right back here is the big tree. So you've got a lot of this stuff that we'll probably leave. And then you've got this big monster that we've cut up. So you can see we've chopped it to that point going forth, and then we've picked up a lot of this already. That's what's in the cart over there. So we got a lot more to go. Definitely have more than a load this morning. So we'll probably go get all the splits stacked, taken back to the house. And then from there, we'll probably come back up here to get the last of it. Anything else needs to be split will be split, and we'll see what we can get today. But it's a beautiful day out here. It's already something like 40 degrees, beautiful sunny day. It's almost hot. It's almost hot to be cutting firewood. You get all your gear on and get 2 or 3 layers on in the morning. You gotta start peeling it off by the time we get ready to split. So I gotta get over there and help out. We're gonna get a cart full and get back to the house. So there is load number 1 for today. So you can see everything's there, loaded up top. Still have a bunch sitting there, and then we still have more to do out of that tree. So we'll come back and get that either this afternoon or in the morning. And then we've got a bunch of stuff. You got another tree down there. You got another tree over there. So we've got plenty of wood to really get to. everything now is just about time, right?
As always.
As always. So.
And it's getting muddy.
And it's getting muddy, so we gotta get up out of here with a heavy load. So back to the house. All right, y'all, so we made the executive decision that we're not gonna go back up there today. So on the way back in, the side road alone was pretty darn muddy. You can see, this is a couple hours later, but how muddy the side cart is in the quad. Just almost hard to pass. So Nikki's gonna go ahead and stack this in there. You can see the difference in color of the wood. So the bottom stuff there was last year's. This top stuff is, this will be the 2 bin. So that most of this is yesterday's. She's gonna stack in the rest of the row there, what's in the cart here, and I'll steal some for the house tonight. And then we'll try to get back up there this weekend. Now, if you guys ever think you're having a bad day on the farm, just remember, you are not a cat in a tree with a jar stuck on its head. So I think this is Greenie. This is one of our big green male cats, male tab cats. And he likes to run the neighborhood. So, well, if I can get him in focus. He just showed up a little bit ago. He has a plastic jar. I think that's a plastic jar on his head. And he is not happy about it. So if I hold real still, he's quite angry. I tried to get it off, not happening. So we're just going to let him come down later on and see if we can get him in a towel and take it off. All right, y'all, so we're ending today a little late for the video, but this is the last of the wood that we're going to pick up for this week. This is mostly split stuff that I already picked up, and you can see in the back that I do have some logs that I just can't split. They're just too wet still, so I'm going to take these down, throw them in our splitting area back where the oak is, and then all of this can be stacked if it's split. Otherwise, it'll be stored till next year, no problem. So this is the end of the firewood, and now I think Nikki said she had some information on bunnies, because everybody loves the bunnies. Well, good news is, guys, if you're worried about the cat in the, I think this is a mayonnaise jar, he is safe. So he was up in the tree. I got a long ladder, got up there, basically got him by the back of the neck, scruffed him, pulled him a little bit, and I was going to take him down, and he wouldn't let go of the tree, so I just went and grabbed the jar, and voila. No more cat head in the jar. So now he's over there angry and yelling, but he's safe.
So real quick update on how the dome is doing. As you can see, everything behind me is still growing. We have not lost anything, although some of the vegetables are showing a little bit of damage from frost. Just repeated freezing over and over again. We've had a couple of days in the last week or so where the sun is barely coming out, so it's really hard to keep the domes warm, and even the water barrels are getting colder and colder as the fall progresses. So how long can we keep things going? I don't know. With the shorter daylight, I will say that everything is starting to slow down in production. So when we're picking things, we're not getting the new growth, which is to be expected this time of year. We're going to keep on keeping on, though. I'd like to see how far this stuff goes, and if we can keep things going long enough to get it to actually start growing again in the spring. So some of the lettuce is kind of hitting an age where you can see it starting to bolt regardless of the cold. It's just hitting its lifeline, so to speak, as far as its general age. But we're still getting lots of stuff. In fact, we just had a nice big salad for dinner last night, and still eating a lot of greens, which is really nice. And then the turnips are getting really close to being ready. So everything in here is going good. So on the rabbit front, it's been breeding season. I'm getting a few litters. It's been really hard this year because our molt was so late. We had a lot of really warm temperatures all the way into September and October. And because of that, the molt has been really bad. I know a lot of people have been reaching out asking for advice on molts and why their rabbits aren't breeding right now. So just know if you're having trouble, you're not alone. I am currently running about 60% is all of does taking. And that's in experienced does and first-time does. So kind of rough right now. I'm starting to see more promising stuff. The last couple weeks, every doe that I've put in has lifted. So I'm hoping we're going to start to have some babies here around the beginning of December. It's just kind of been the way that it is. I've had a couple of experienced does drop babies and just completely fail to mother them. So And that's a couple of different things, not pulling any hair. And one of them took the time to take everything out of her nest box, all the straw and everything, drop them on the floor of the box, and then not even try to pull hair. So we did save a couple of those. They're fostered off to other litters, which is why I stress so much to always have more than one doe bred at a time. So we are saving most of the babies that moms are fumbling. There are always some exceptions. You lose some that got a little too cold that you couldn't revive fast enough. So other than that, everybody keeps asking me, when are you going back to shows? When are you going back to shows? Can you do a show video? Everything is canceled. We were supposed to have a show actually today in Cottage Grove, Oregon. And about a week ago, the governor announced a bunch more shutdowns, and it got canceled. And everything I've seen in Washington is canceled. And even the Astoria show that I go to every February has now been canceled. So lots of cancellations. Just kind of is what it is. We're just rolling with the punches because there's nothing else we can do. But let's go in and see some baby bunnies.
So I guess at this point, the next thing we'll keep on doing is getting chickens done. Thanksgiving is next week. So we have Bob to try to see if we can cook the big 45-pound turkey. And then I think we're going to have a lot of leftovers for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, my brother and his family have decided that they have other things to do. So it's just literally going to be my parents and Kanan and I. So it's going to be interesting. I predict a lot of leftovers in our future.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, of course, we have firewood to go. I think that's probably the last two major things is chickens, firewood. We got some other things here and there to keep working on in that. But I think if we didn't get them done this year, we'd just pick it up next year, which shouldn't be too much of a problem.
We're pretty lucky that it's staying dry relatively for the next 14 days and in the low to mid 40s, which I know for folks that don't live in that kind of weather, it sounds cold, but we're used to it. So, yeah, we're not getting out till 10 or 11 a lot of days, but we are getting stuff done. Yeah. So we're still making progress.
You can still work 3 or 4 hours a day, solid, pretty easily. So that's what we're doing. And look, I'm in a t-shirt, and yeah.
Yeah, it's like 42, 43 degrees
It's not that bad. It's not warm, but it's not that bad.
So in other news, everybody that stopped in and checked out our live stream has been pretty much asking me to do another one. So we have decided that in place of Mailbag Monday, on the third Monday of every month, we will do a live stream. So I think the next time is like December 18th, I think I saw. So somewhere in there, and I'll try to remember to put it up on the community tab a week or so in advance. So get your questions ready. We had some really fun stuff. I had figured out I wasn't going to do any more than 30 minutes, and we went like an hour and 10 minutes last time. So, and we'll keep them at 5 p.m. Pacific. I know that's not great for everybody, but it seemed to give us the most range for people nationwide. Of course, if you're in another country, I have no idea. I'm not that good with time, but
that's all right.
The other thing that we're going to be doing is if you've been around for very long, you know I tried to do a female farmer Friday thing, made it like 3 weeks, and there was zero interest. We're going to start that up again, but with a slightly new take on it. We're going to be interviewing female farmers that are homesteading, that are either on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. I've got 2 or 3 ladies right now that are interested. So if you're interested in doing an interview, basically what we're going to do is do them on Zoom. We'll record them. Kanan will edit it, and then it'll go out on a Friday. So hopefully the first one will be this coming Friday. So we'll see if we can get that. And if you're interested in participating, you can always kick me an email at srhomestead@yahoo.com. So
yep,
that's all I've got.
That's all I've got too. Time to get back to work and get out of this chilly weather.
Yeah, we've got a friend coming to visit that we haven't seen since April, I think.
She hasn't seen any of the new building, the extensions.
Well, I guess I saw her when
Yeah.
It's the same friend that I got the quail from. So
Yep.
I guess I saw her here a couple of months ago, but she hasn't seen Kanan since April. So
Yep.
she's on her way. She was at some friends in Fort Klamath, so she's on her way, and we'll get ready for that. If we don't make any more videos this week, and who knows what our schedule will end up, we hope everybody has a fantastic Thanksgiving. And I know a lot of states, there are a lot of rules in place right now, but remember to do the best that you can with holidays. Family is important, probably more so right now than ever before.
Yep.
And from us to you, enjoy your holiday.
Happy
Happy
homesteading.
homesteading.